Then we get Bear Alexander.
Bear Alexander, come on.
Break this Bear Alexander thing down. Apparently, this is a kid that committed, decommitted, committed again, decommitted, signed at Georgia, left Georgia, goes and gets a penthouse on Wilshire Boulevard right here overlooking like Westwood and beautiful Brentwood, beautiful area. It does an IG live, flossing it, and now this cat's been double teamed like he was at a Diddy party, and now he is sitting here talking about, I'm going to sit out. Like, again, another cat who played last year, Shaun. And now all of a sudden he's got a handler with the last name Jones.
Who?
Jones. And he's apparently calling himself daddy or street agent or whatever. And this cat's listening to another dude who's milking these kids. And it's a fucking travesty, man.
How?
I'm so tired of these motherfucking street agents.
You know, it's interesting. I'm looking up his stats right now.
Yeah, take your time. Take your time. While you look at Shaun, we need more Shaun Kings and JBs out here. Meaning that I know we're blaming the kid because because at the end of the day, he's not a kid. He's a kid, but he's a young man. He has to have a little bit of knowledge of his own to understand how to move and navigate, have a little bit of common sense. But we all know at that age, man, a lot of these kids are very impressionable. And if you get somebody who has a little bit of clout behind their name, they go tell you what you should and shouldn't do, and you start to believe them, especially when it sounds good. And they tell you, hey, you should be getting 70 reps a game, man. That's BS. Coach is playing you. I'm telling you, you need to do X, Y, and Z. And we have too many of these quote-unquote street agents that you guys call them in these players' ears, and these guys they're not knowledgeable. They're giving them and feeding them the wrong information, and the kids are believing them. So I like how the only way to counter that, because we can't remove it, but it's to create some real street agents, some real guys, some real OGs, as I like to call them, like yourself, Shaun King, who can actually talk to them and give them the real. That's the problem I'm seeing.
So part of the problem is, who is this? This is Rivals posted this?
I believe so, yeah.
Can we move away from 5-star number 9 overall player?
What I tell you, JB,
I've been
the star program.
But Shaun, you know because you coach, Shaun. You know because you coach.
Away from that.
You know because you coach. You know stars get us fired. Stars get us fired.
In reality, what he is, in 3 years, he's had 61 tackles and 3.5 sacks. So in reality, what he is a 20 tackle, 1 sack a year guy.
That's the facts.
Right, that's just the facts. So Bear,
like
you watching this, the truth don't have emotions. Right now, based on your production in college, you are a 20 tackle, 1 sack a year guy. That's what kills me about some of these kids and these decisions they're making. None of them are that good.
I did a viral video last night on this kid, Bailey. I don't know if you can find it, but it's going crazy right now on all the social media. TikTok actually banned it because I used some cuss words. But this guy, SC, like people from SC are actually dropping videos of this cat just getting fucking 2-team boat raced. And USC's like, good, get out of here. Like, it's crazy the fan bases that actually, I guess, promote, defend, back these particular schools, their fandom, the Chiefs Queendoms and all these other fan bases. They also turn on you in a New York minute. They'll turn on you in a damn New York minute. And I did this video last night, and I want to see what you think about this, Smitty. I want you to make sure that you verbatim copy it and send it to Fox. Okay. Go ahead, Bailey. Show it. Another one bites the dust. This motherfucker is the guy USC got from Georgia that gave him a fucking penthouse in downtown LA. But it wasn't fucking good enough, was it? You coaches may figure out. Stop sucking these motherfuckers' dicks and kissing their asses and tell them to get fucking kick rocks. How about do that? And maybe the kids will run out of eventual places to go and have to drop their nuts and actually play the sport that they signed up to fucking play. How about that fucking notion? Holy fuck, players. Stop being pussies. Coaches, stand on your fucking business and tell these motherfuckers to kick rocks. And parents, how about you parent your fucking kids and stop being a pussy-ass daddy and mama and crying about every motherfucking thing. You helicopter-ass parents have created the softest generation ever!
Now,
I know I say it a little more eloquently than you. I
know. Aside from the language barrier, we know JB's lack of formal education limits his ability to eloquently, verbalize his emotions. So to everybody in the chat, that's just him. That's how he learns.
I got 2 master's degrees.
Yeah, you didn't do the school.
I'm trying to cover for you, man. Jesus.
I know.
His vernacular just was a different level than right. Likes of myself and Shaun. So we clean up for
1,000% right. The players are not the issue. These punk ass coaches that keep running and putting a safety net out there for these jerks.
Yes.
That's pretty good.
Like coaches, man, have a backbone. Man, stop letting these kids run y'all. I can't stand when a coach say, I can't coach him because he gonna leave. Let his ass leave.
That's real. The coaches need to come together. The problem is if another coach keeps accepting it, then the players don't keep doing it. If the coaches at some point come together and say, hey, motherfucker, this is what we doing. We not accepting X, Y, and Z no more, point blank period. That's when it'll stop. But if the players continue to see that, hey, the more I do this, the more money I'm getting, the more opportunities I'm getting, the more bigger schools I go to, they're going to keep doing it. So I'm with you. It comes down to the coaches and the quote-unquote street agents. It's the adults in the room. They cause this, and they're the reason why it's the way it is now.
I don't care. I don't care if I don't have a transfer on my team. Any NIL money you would get from a Shaun King coach team would be after said number of games were completed. We ain't giving you nothing to come. We're not giving you nothing up front strictly because of what's happening, what your peers are doing.
Let me flip the script, though. Can I flip it and play devil's advocate real quick? And get your honest take, because you're a smart motherfucker, Shaun. I mean, a smart human. So let me ask you something. We all grew up with some trials and tribulations. We all saw things. We all been in things. And at what point in your life do you have to make a decision when you look down at yourself, at your man parts, and say that you saw that some hair grew on your balls and you figured out that you're a man and I'm a man and I'm going to make my own decision? I can't use that excuse because I would have been dead or buried right now or in jail when I was living in a car in Compton at 15 years old. I don't believe that I can just say it's all the grown men in the room. At some point, as a human,
facts,
the difference between fucking right and wrong. And I just truly believe it. I think we use it as a crutch now.
Yeah.
And we use it as excuses to blame everyone else. Now it's the lack of me having a daddy. Listen, I didn't have 2 parents. I didn't have them. I was living with grandma in Compton in a fucking house or in a car at 15 getting ate up by ants. I didn't use that excuse 20 years later.
Right.
We're using these crutches now, mental health, this and that. It's all an excuse. It's never the kid's fault that pulls the trigger. It's never the kid's fault. It always goes back to, he didn't have a daddy growing up. Listen, I could have pulled the trigger a fucking 1,000 times. And there's no excuse. Like, at some point, you got to say, all right, in the mirror, this is who I am, and I know the difference between right and wrong. And we all know the difference between right and wrong, dog. And we got to realize there's a fucking cause and there's a reaction, and we got to understand, don't do the crime if you can't do the time. And
morally, you're 100% right. But where I'll push back, JB, is if the behavior is being rewarded with another opportunity with more money, then it's not a bad behavior. So that's where it's controlled by the coaches. And it's not a bad decision on the players' part until the consequences start becoming significant.
Thank you.
But that's the part where we just said, so the coach at school B stopped taking this kid from school A.
But the player knows it's not right, but the behavior is being rewarded.
Yeah, no doubt. But at the same time, I reward Smitty for being mid on this show. Guess what? At some point, he has to look at himself in the mirror and say, I need to be better as a man. Doesn't he?
My thing is this, Shaun. We had an example. Somebody talked about this earlier. It was one of the quarterbacks who had transferred. One of the quarterbacks who transferred, I can't remember his name, said, hey, man, your people back in Hawaii or whatever is struggling right now. Your mom and sister are struggling. They're offering you X amount of money. You need to go. This is what the street agent was telling the player. So I hear what you're saying. Everything you said, JB, was 100% correct. But think about that kid though, who is coming from the same situation that you came from, who sleeping in the car, mom barely making it, one parent house or whatever, and you got a chance to go out here and make a 6-figure check, a 7-figure check.
That doesn't change
by transferring. I know it don't change who you are, but I'm saying like put yourself in the shoes of that, and you getting the call. Mama calling you, hey babe, I'm sorry, can you help me with the rent a little bit? Like you getting these calls, and it's like fuck.
I get it.
It's like,
but it doesn't change.
I can go get this money right now, or I can stay here. So like, all I'm saying is, at least I have a little bit of understanding in some situations as to why these players may see it as a dilemma. It's not all just players just solve it. A lot of them are, but some guys I think are in situations where they're like, fuck, man, like they count me back at home.
Hey, though, I don't lose my integrity over no man, no woman, no situation. I'm gonna be my.
I like to put an address on stuff.
Yeah,
Sluka got money.
Sluka.
He was negotiating the NIL deal to pay him $3,000 a month.
Yep.
All these kids from those situations, this is what nobody's talking about. They still get Pell Grant. They still get cost of attendance.
I love FAFSA.
They still get all of these other things. And I'm just gonna be honest right here, and hope nobody takes this the wrong way. $100,000 after taxes, just a one-time payment, is not gonna change your life.
No.
They don't know that though.
It's not. It might make it easier for you. It might make it easier for you for a little stretch.
Now.
But it's. I'd rather take my chances at being a part of something great at UNLV and parlaying that opportunity and relationships into a career.
Now let's flip it to the adult. Let's flip it to the adult now, though. Now, where's the adult? These fucking street agents is who I'm talking to out there that's listening to this show, that I know a lot of you that know who I am, and I'm talking to you in specific. When are you going to sit down and talk to this young kid, majority black kid, man or boy, and tell this motherfucker that he ain't probably going to ever make this money again in his life?
Right.
So why are you fronting him so much money right now and then telling him this is the end all be all when he ain't never going to make another 6 figures in his life? For the most part. Yeah. Hopefully he does. Knock on wood. Hopefully he does. But he ain't going to the NFL. I mean, let's just be real. It's a 1% world. He's not going to the NFL. He's going to try to play in college for 8 fucking years. And then he's going to be flat broke. And what does that do to your mentals when you ain't making that money no more at 35?
So you saying it's better to just not have it?
No, I'm not saying don't have it.
Still end up not going like
to Shaun's point, though, $100,000 ain't changing your life. Where's the adult in the room to tell him that? They're not being told that. So when they hit him in the face and the real world hits him in the face in 6, 7, 8 years, when they're done with college NIL money, they're going to be like, well, fuck, where's my 600? Where's my 100K?
It ain't changed your life, but as a college student, it gives you a fucking head start.
Yeah.
All I'm saying, I had $11,000 in my name from saving FAFSA money over the years, and I was like, shit. Like I grew up real poor. I don't know your situation. I grew up like really like a step above homeless, like really poor. So I had $11,000. I'm like, fuck. Like I thought I was paid in college, so that was like a huge thing.
Where's that $11,000 now?
But it gave me a head start. I got my car. I got my first apartment. All I'm saying, give me a head start. So I'm saying 100,000. To your point, it ain't a life changer, but it's definitely a good little head start, depending on your situation. All I'm saying.
All I'm saying is, don't burn your name up chasing a one-time hit. That's all I'm saying.
I agree with that.
Integrity, back to character, dog. This is who you are at the end of the day.
Especially in a town like Vegas.
Yeah. That $100,000 gone tonight.
Come on, man. You could have
hit the wrong crap.
You could have parlayed that into, an executive position somewhere. It been good. Been making $250, before you know it, a year. Like, come on, man. Like, that's what I used to tell these kids coming out of high school. When you go to a traditional school, meaning a school that doesn't already have like a long-standing tradition of championships and All-Americans and NFL players, you have a chance to become that tradition. And when you do that, that lives forever when you leave said school. You don't ever come back and you like you down at Miami, you standing on the sideline and there's 15 gold jackets over there. You come back and like you are considered like one of the pillars of that program. There are a bunch of relationships that are built when you're becoming that pillar. And that's what Sluka had. That's what he walked away from. That's why I look at this as such a tragic behavior, You know, because other kids will look at it and emulate it, and it's the wrong decision.
Shaun, we are what we do, not what we say we do.
Ooh, contrary to belief.
I'm just saying, dog, I'm tired of hearing all this talking and that's who I am. That's who I am. And then they say, guess what they say after that? That's not who I am. Yeah, it fucking is. It is who you are, motherfucker. That's what you do, not what you say you do. Like, this shit blows my mind. Get that fucking water out of my face.
And then, by the way,
what the hell y'all got going on with the water?
He said he was thirsty. We had him a water left, so I'm offering him this
motherfucker brought one water shot for himself.
I have 4 full bottles.
BPS.
This motherfucker poured 2 bottles in his coffee machine. He didn't save it for. I thought he was to actually drink.
Sean,
we had 2 days in here, homie.
Boxes of water, food. Motherfucker brought one.
He said grab somebody. He said grab a few big bottles of water. I didn't use it for his fucking coffee machine. I thought he used it for like us to drink. Anyway, a blue shirt is a real thing. A blue shirt is a real thing. A blue shirt is a player who was not formally recruited, joins the team as a walk-on, and is then placed on scholarship sometime on or after the first day he joins the squad. If so, his scholarship counts towards the following year's class.
So what blue shirt is the pay it forward deal, Shaun. You know this, I know this. What it is basically what we used to call walk-on. And they pay their first year out their pocket, or their daddy or whatever got a loan. You know, you and I have been around walk-ons our whole life, all 3 of us. Blue shirts now don't count, though, when they do finally put them on Scully until the year after. So they could save a scholar but get a body for practice.